Hey.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi everyone, my name is Dee. This is episode number 53, 4,
I don't know.
5.
I actually don't know how to count today. So
I think this is episode number 54. If I am wrong, please just correct me in the comments. I hope everyone has been good. How have you been? Good. Yeah. Out here
through.
Barely breaking even, but we
move.
Yes. Love that. Love that for us.
Yeah.
So this week we are jumping in straight in. Actually, we're talking about acceptance and accepting really the phases that you go through in life and ways that you can combat really dwelling too much into I'm not where I'm supposed to be phase. Am I the right type of parent phase? Am I doing the job I'm supposed to be doing? Am I using the talents that I have correctly? Am I in my purpose?
Okay.
Should I have done this? Should I have done that? And really just, relationships, parenting, work. Do you wish you're in a different phase? But the thing is that life is constant, right?
Yeah.
So it changes as we kind of go along. So every single phase really is where you should technically be sat in. But it's accepting.
I guess you could be
accepting
your self-worth critic.
Exactly. Your self-worth critic.
Yes.
That's right, I guess.
Yeah, because or there is that moment kind of where you need to sit down because you're never satisfied. When you reach this bit, it's like, okay,
you want more.
Now you're like, oh, okay, now you're ready for the next thing, You've gotten a promotion.
Exactly.
Now you're ready for, okay, yeah, I'm ready to take it up a notch, right? We live in such a fast-paced world at the moment. It's like there's no time to relish in
the moment. But do you think so, though? Because I think, like, looking at my parents and, like, the generation before us, they were also thriving for the next thing, to do the next thing, to make sure that their kids have got everything that they need and they're the best parents that they could be. They started this business, that job, and did this and bought that house, sold it, got a bigger house. So is it really that we live in fast pace, or is it that's just life?
I feel like we've made it that way where that's just life, and I feel like it really shouldn't be. For instance,
yes, go
on. The Sims, shout out to the Sims game. It's the 25th anniversary of the Sims,
right?
And it was like, I don't know, it's supposed to be like a virtual dollhouse, whatever. And I remember when you were playing that game, even when you had all the cheat codes and everything, it was like, okay, yeah, now my house is this big. I need to make it even bigger. I'm doing this job. I'm going to that job. I need to have more kids. I need to find my partner and get married. Like everything was so fast paced in that game. Because if you played it in a slow paced form, it wasn't fun.
Supposed to be what it's supposed to be. Yeah.
It was boring. So that's why I feel like we make it that way.
PS1, PS2, PS3,
exactly.
PS4,
we make it that
PS5
way.
Coming up, PS6, iPhone 1, 2, 3, 4. What are we on now? iPhone 16 going on to 17 series.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's really, and now that you mentioned that, I can't remember what podcast I was listening to. I think it's Trevor Noah, but the guy that was a guest on there was talking about the fact that really the iPhone really hasn't changed after a certain period.
Yeah,
it may be like a few things here and there within the camera, but really it hasn't changed.
The only thing
massively.
You're really paying for is a camera.
Of course, exactly. You're paying for the camera quality and the amount of gigs that you have, because I think they're increasing that at a time. Yeah. So I think, with most things in life, in terms of acceptance, I think the one thing that I have come to accept is my sense of style. Right, I've really sat in that. I think I'm good with that now. Yeah, yeah. I think I'm really good with that.
Yeah,
now.
I haven't. I don't know. I haven't
you're
sat
still.
In my sense of, yeah.
You still think that you're not there yet?
I was there before I had kids, which is weird. Before I had kids, I was like,
yeah, you had it. I was you had a look.
My look.
Yeah,
and that was my look.
All black everything.
I didn't shift from
that. You didn't.
Very Scandinavian. That was me. Now I'm just kind of like, after having children, I'm okay. I experiment a bit more than I did in the past.
Yeah, that's true.
Before I would never wear this.
Yeah, I never wear that. You never wear any other stuff.
Yeah, so I never wear this. So I think, I'm still in the phase of experimenting with my style and trying to figure out what is Lish, what is my look, what do I like, what do I think, like, okay, this fits my figure the best, that this is my signature look per se. Okay. So yeah.
Is it because, do you think it's anything to do with your size at the time, or?
Yeah, I think obviously my body has changed tremendously since having children. I think that too, shopping for your figure is a thing to me. So I definitely believe in trying to figure out what looks best on this Lish is important to me,
and I'm up and down.
Yeah,
not there yet. Although my like my body and my body type has kind of changed up and down with having children. I think my sense of style is the only thing I can control with everything that's around me. Two things I can control: how clean my house is and my sense of style. Like, there's really no one that can tell me, actually, this looks terrible on you. I'm like, I don't care, because this is what this is how I want to dress, and this is what makes me feel good. So I think it is really the one thing that I really think I've kind of sat in. And there's a lot of people with opinions about how I dress, right? Sometimes, like at work and stuff like that. They're like, oh, those prints. Oh, I'm like, well, this is me. You accept it or not. Not even at work. I think just like when I'm out and about and they're like, oh, I don't know how you dress like that with children, or things like that. It's just like, how do you do that? And I'm just like, this is just my style, and that's really it. And it's kind of up and down as well. There's certain times where I just like really want to, I don't know, really want to be that artsy type print color type person, and then there's days where I really genuinely just want to be Scandi and neutral and blue and nudes and stuff like that, but it's still my style. So regardless of what kind of look it is, even when I still wear the streetwear as well, it's still kind of my style, and I'm quite happy with that.
Even me, before I moved here, I barely wore trainers.
Really?
Yeah, I wasn't a trainer girl. I was always.
Oh yeah, I was always
wearing. I was wearing heels. If I was wearing a flat, it was a Chelsea boot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's always.
I was not a trainer.
I didn't know this at all. I wouldn't have known. I think because you just, I don't know, you just all of a sudden, well, you started realizing that in London is disgusting.
Well, you know what's funny? When I was working on Carnaby Street, one of my colleagues, she basically said, "Oh, you live in London now. Like, you need to have some trainers."
Yes,
so she took me to size. That's when, you remember, I bought those leopard print Air Maxes.
Of course, and you ended up giving them to me
because I was like, "These shit
I love those. Yeah, I love those trainers." You were like, they are uncomfortable. Yeah.
So that was
you needed to bring them in.
Yeah,
you didn't have the time nor the energy.
I was like, okay.
You'd already gotten your broken in leather boots, just like, well, and just continue wearing those.
That was my. She was like, "Nah, you live here now. You got to wear a trainer."
And that's it, exactly. Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Talking about sense of style, might as well dwell into what you're wearing. You said you'd never wear this.
Oh yes.
Where you get it from?
What is it? It's actually a set, but I'm just wearing the top. The Selfridges.
Oh, cute! I like the parachute. Pants.
H&M. I've been in my H&M.
You really have been in your H&M bag. Yeah. You've been in your H&M bag for real.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I think because I boycotted them for such a long time.
Now they've really been doing it for the girls. Yes. And then I know a lot of people are like, oh, they're really stuck in like their neutrals and their blues and stuff. But I sometimes get some really dope stuff there. Yeah, I sometimes get some really, really, especially H&M Studio.
Yes.
That range is really top tier.
Really good stuff. What are you wearing?
I'm wearing this robe from IKEA. I love it.
I actually really like it.
I'm obsessed with it. I
can't believe I didn't see that.
So if you're in IKEA, please just go into the robe section and it's in there. It's actually technically a bathrobe, but who knows and who cares?
I wear mine to work.
I wear it to work. Everyone, if I tell you, 1 in 3 people were stopping me because of this. They were like, oh my God, we love it. Oh my God, we love it.
It's really nice.
And the only way I convinced them to let them know that it's genuinely a robe is the hook thing on the neck. So it's got a little hook thing that you're supposed to technically hook it on in the bathroom. But it really, it genuinely goes with my aesthetic so well. So I absolutely love it. I like giving this, this oversized type, eclectic type look. So yeah, I'm completely all over it. And in terms of because in terms of style, a lot of people are like, okay, why do you think you can get away with this? And why do you have the confidence to kind of wear things like this, right? But moving on to different things. So let's say, for instance, parenting. Right?
Yeah.
With parenting, how do you accept the phase that you're in each phase that your children are going through and then you're going through? How do you navigate that?
I definitely don't accept that.
Yeah.
I struggle. Okay. I struggle a lot. Especially because my little girl, she, in the baby stages, it was like, I didn't even have a kid, actually. She was super, super easy. I could take her everywhere with me. There was no problem. So I really, really, really lucked out. I was blessed. It was bliss. And then I guess as she got older, I was still very laissez-faire. And I needed to catch up with how she is now navigating herself in the world. So
right. Okay.
Yeah.
You.
I was left behind.
Yeah.
And now
you were off track.
Exactly.
Yeah. You came off the M25.
Basically. And I'm over here.
And she was way ahead of you.
She was zoom. So now obviously I'm trying to catch up. And it was the same with my son as well, because obviously I had him. It's the second child, which is weird because, you would think that the second pregnancy and baby, everything would be easy because this is not your first go around. But I felt like I was a new parent all over again. I was very unprepared. So it's the same thing where it's like, okay, I wasn't prepared. So now I'm trying to catch up because a lot of things are happening with him that didn't happen with the first.
Oh, yes, of course, exactly. Yeah,
so it's like,
because every child is different.
Exactly.
They tell you, but we do not listen.
We don't listen at all. So I feel like acceptance with parenting, for me, I just, shout out to you guys that just have it in the bag and everything is bliss and it's very, very easy. I think I'm very much, because also I know the child that I was, I think I'm very much always like on guard, and I don't want to, because I was so relaxed and now I'm trying to catch up. I think I'm very tense.
Right.
Always about.
Constantly about parenthood.
Yes, okay. Exactly. And not messing up and doing the right thing and
that pressure, you think it comes from yourself and not outside influence, or do you think that there is some pressure that comes, that you feel that maybe is coming from the outside in order for you to be that perfect parent?
I think it's more for myself, because to be honest, I don't care what anybody else says.
Very true. And that's on the GOD.
Yeah, so it's more for myself. People probably think I'm a terrible parent, but I don't care. I do what I can with the tools that were given to me.
In that toolbox. Very true. Yeah, I don't know. Parenthood is a weird one, because every day is different. Like, you have these days where you think that you're really, really killing it. I tend to think that most days that I'm killing it because I have multiples and I am killing it. Because if I don't acknowledge my own like perseverance and all of that stuff when it comes to parenting children that are very young, and also parenting a child that is in a way, is it demanding? I can't say it's demanding, but his schedule is demanding.
Yeah, with a demanding schedule.
Exactly. Parenting a child with a demanding schedule and navigating through making sure that he doesn't grow up too quickly. Consistently telling him that, like, look, you're still a child, although this is all happening to you, and the support is still there from us, the parents. So with that, some days I'm like, oh, I could have done better with this, but I'm learning as I go. I read a lot, I listen a lot. That helps me because I get quite overstimulated, and that's on me, not on the kids. So yeah, it's I think I kick ass every day. I hope I do. Possibly if you ask them in about 10-15 years, they might not tell you the same thing. You never know what they might say. But then, of course, when they're in bed and all of that stuff, they sat down, I realized, yes, I've kicked ass as a parent, but I haven't kicked asses myself. I'm constantly burnt out. I do a lot for a lot of people, and I live very little for myself. So the balance, so it's not scaled at all. And I know eventually, because people are like, okay, eventually it's going to happen and you're going to have the time for yourself. And instances whereby sometimes I think, actually, let me take this weekend away, or let me do this. And then I realize actually there'll be double the stuff that I need to come back to anyway. So what was the point of that? Because I'm coming back to even then 2 weeks more of going through it. So yeah, I think I struggle, and I think I will struggle for a little while with that aspect, because at the end of the day, if you are a parent that is not giving themselves as much as you're giving your children, at some point, something's gonna break. Exactly. Something's gonna break. So I'm hoping that eventually I get somewhat of a balance. But I don't think I necessarily feel outside pressure. That is, when it comes to parenting, like you just mentioned, I don't care what anyone thinks. I don't care what anyone thinks. No, at all. Absolutely not. Especially if you're not over here putting in the work. If you're not putting in the work, if you're not paying the bills, if you be present for your own kids. Exactly. Why you face it? Face your front and keep it pushing. Absolutely not. So yeah, I don't think there's any outward pressure. Do you think? So we talked about like sense of style. We've talked about parenting. Yeah. How about acceptance with your relationships? So, and this includes your friendships as well. Yeah. Do you think everyone is getting their portion?
With my friendships and my absolutely not. But I mean, you get what I could give you. You get what I could give you. I mean, the great thing about
it's absolutely not for me.
Absolutely not. I mean, at this rate, it's funny because I've been planning to meet. Shout out to Honey. Honey and I have been planning to catch up with each other for months. Right. Yeah, and so we were supposed to meet up this coming weekend, and it was like, okay, this is set in stone. Then she remembered it was her anniversary, and her partner had planned something for her. And so I was like, okay, well, then we can't really meet each other until March. Yeah, well, so like, and then I just realized that we're in a period where before, when we had so much time, and it's even people that don't have children or but people don't have
the time for each other anymore. They really don't. They don't. I love Honey, by the way. Shout out to Honey. But Honey is your summer friend.
Yeah. Yeah,
like you see her in the summer.
Yeah. I'll see her in the summer. 100%.
You most likely.
Yeah, before I leave.
Exactly.
I'll see her in the summer.
You see her like 2-3 times straight in the summer,
exactly.
and then you guys call it and then you don't see each other in winter at all. It just is what it is
until we see each other
until the next summer again.
Yeah.
You've just kind of got to accept that, though.
Yeah. So for me, I'm like, I'm okay. I know there's people in friendships or relationships where that is not okay. The other person is not accepting that at all. But I mean, I feel like we are in a day and age where, you have to take what you can get from people at the moment, or just, I saw a post on Instagram and the girl was like, what happened to us going and spending the day with our friends?
Yeah. I saw that.
His or her house, right?
I saw that.
Like, can we normalize that again? Because now all of a sudden it's, booking a table, making reservations. And so if we actually spent time in each other's homes again, it would probably make, you spending time with people easier. And catching up with people easier.
It will do.
But I definitely think if we spent more time with each other in our personal settings, where if possible, that would also make things a bit easier. And in relationships, intimate relationships, for me, I guess me and my partner, we don't have the time, so ain't nobody. There's acceptance there. We accept that we accept that we're not an Instagram social media couple.
That needs to be.
We got a whole lot of kids.
Yeah, you got a whole lot of going on. And the last thing that you need to not do is not accept.
Exactly. So you got to accept your circumstances, and I believe that we are both okay with that. What about yourself?
In terms of friendships, I think I did have to accept, because our dynamics had changed, because of course it was very difficult for people to understand what I've just been through for the past 2 years. If it's difficult for me to understand it, let alone anyone else, right? And anyone who is mostly close to me have, of course, come to my home.
Yeah.
So that's really the only way we've kind of been catching up. And I do have intentional means and time to go out and meet everyone, especially even if I am still bringing the boys with me. But I am very intentional with the friendships that I currently have on the go, if that makes sense. And most people really are quite understanding. I must say that like the dynamics with possibly my siblings have changed a lot more, so I see them a lot less. I don't know if it's intentional. I don't know if it's just a phase. It doesn't like wreck my mind as much, because I know that's just my sibling.
Yeah,
they're always going to be around anyway, and everyone knows it's all love. Yeah, it's just all love and very little time.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So that is also acceptance. But yeah, accepting the phases that you're in is just really key in order for you to get any type of day-to-day movement. If you don't, it's very, very hard. Yeah. I have said that after I had the bubbers, I had to realize to myself, I think it took me actually months and months and months, that what I was doing was just not motherhood, but it was like an act of service. So I was there to just serve them in that time. And I'll continue to do so until obviously at some point they will be serving me as my sons, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And don't be weird about that statement, people. I know people are weird. People will be like, she thinks her children are her slaves.
Oh my God.
She thinks her kids are this. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I think it's very important that you do accept that you are basically giving acts of service every day, multiple times a day, because otherwise you're going to be stuck in this rut of like, oh my God, I can't believe that this thing called mothering has happened to me and it's kind of hit me. Yeah. So I know you're asking the wrong people when I started that question. How do I accept motherhood? How do I accept parenting phases? How do I accept my relationship in a different phase? The only thing that I can advise is accepting your sense of style, because that's the only thing I'm saying.
Yeah.
Besides that, I ain't got the answers, and I don't think anybody does. And what's key is that to continue to just strive for the best that you can do, ongoing. Continue to learn, and like I said, I listen a lot to stuff. I read a lot, listen, audiobooks, whatever it may be, read, get advice from people that actually care.
Yes, exactly.
Not from nonsense people that will be telling you this, that, and the other. So it's just a case of continuing to navigate through life, weaving and bopping, and just trying to make the best decisions that you can.
Yeah, I think it's more for yourself, because I mean, I feel like the downfall to always seeking acceptance is that you're never going to get to the point where you do feel accepted. Just do
you, boo.
Do you. 100%. Do
you, boo. And then if there's days where you're high and everything is amazing, embrace those days.
Exactly.
And then when there's days that you're also quite sad and it's not the best days and things are happening, embrace those days too.
Exactly.
Because I was telling you about the fact that I think the generation that we're in, or the time that we're living in, is a case of like, you can't be sad and you can't feel what you want to feel. If you're having a bad day, feel the bad day.
Feel it.
Don't continue be like, oh, I need to do this to make myself feel better. I need to do that. I need to do that. I need to do that. Just sit in that for a while. Dwell in it. And it's crazy what actually comes out of it.
Yeah, meditate on that.
Exactly. Meditate on that sadness. And also tell people, like, if people are calling and they're over here expecting the vibes from yesterday, well, that was over yesterday.
That was yesterday.
Today is a different me.
It's a new day.
It's a new day, and I aim for the shits today. So yeah, let's just do what we can and keep it pushing. I don't think anybody's got the answers. Any of the tarot people, any of the hood healers, any of the candle burning, anybody. I don't think anybody's got the answers. We're all just trying to do it through as much as
let go and let God.
Let go and let God indeed. Amen, Miss Lish. We want to hear basically your thoughts on what you guys have kind of struggled to accept, and if you think that there is like a magic answer to acceptance, or living your day on a day-to-day basis but still being grateful. Of course, gratitude always. But yeah, is there something that we're missing, I guess? Yeah, put it in the comments and let us know.
Exactly. Let us know.
Put it in the comments and let us know. So you're going to talk about how we've just joined Threads.
Oh, okay. So we have been on Threads.
We have. It's just that we weren't active.
Yes, exactly.
I was an observer on Threads.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't say nothing.
My algorithm was crazy. So I would go on Threads and then I would hop right off of Threads, because I was bombarded with a lot of craziness.
A whole lot of.
So yeah, so now we finally decided to, okay, let's embrace Threads. Let's be active on Threads.
Yes.
Let's talk to the community on Threads.
Shout out to our producer, Mimi.
Yes.
She kind of forced us.
She pushed us. She's like, go on Threads.
Like, I think you guys would like it. I was like, I don't know. She's like, it's not nothing like Twitter. It's nothing like Twitter. And it genuinely is nothing like Twitter.
I feel like the last time I was actually really, really active on Twitter was in the early 2000s when it first launched. So yeah, 2008, 2009.
X, rather.
Yeah. No. So I was on it with the birdie. That's when I was actually active. So when I guess when there was still a bird on there. So I think Threads was just a whole new ball game for me. But now that my algorithm has shifted, I'm enjoying it.
What's your wave on there?
So my wave on there at the moment is a lot of parents.
Okay, parenting threads.
Yeah. Acceptance threads. Ideally enough.
Okay.
There was this one thread that had cracked me up because she said my toxic trait. Yes. Toxic trait that anybody could get it, right? That she's ready to fight at any moment, basically. So
she was premenopausal, wasn't she?
Yes, exactly. So
those type of threads.
Those are. I could feel it.
The girls just expressing themselves regardless of what is out
exactly,
there. Yeah,
exactly.
I think what's on my threads is parenting threads, of course, because I think I talk about the boys on there. I also have podcast threads because of course I talk about our podcast. And what else is on there? What else is on my timeline? Oh, black girl threads, of course. So a lot of, we're beautiful, we're black, we're successful with this. Okay. Let's embrace ourselves.
I'm here for that.
Yeah. So that's basically what's in my algorithm at the moment. Okay. It's very clean. Make sure
I go like those posts.
You just search. You know, you can search at the top. I didn't know this, by the way.
Okay.
So you can search on the top, and then that will shift your algorithm as it goes.
Okay.
Of course. Yeah. Talking about Black Girl threads, of course, it's Black History Month as well this month.
Yes, it is.
Whoopie. Of course,
Black
it's always
History Month.
Black History Month every month.
But yes.
Yeah. We're never too late. It's all good.
Yeah.
You know what we mean.
All year round is
all year round. It was also this past week Race Equality Week as well, which is really dope. So I put something out there, little thread on Threads. So follow us, follow me, follow her. We talk a lot on there, which is unusual.
Yes, it's crazy.
It's very unusual because besides this podcast, we actually don't speak at all on social media. I don't speak in videos on social media. I don't.
Maybe I should start speaking in videos.
What are you gonna say though?
I don't know. It's very weird, right?
Because it's always weird for me to just pick up a phone and just go, hi guys. What do you think?
I feel like I tried one time where I was like, I want to be an influencer.
Yeah.
It was all right. It was one day, but then I was like, I can't do this.
I can't do this.
I was like, this is definitely not for me.
Honestly, it's really not for me. I don't know how people do it. I genuinely can't. I'm just not that girl. First of all, I don't think I'm self-conscious. I just find it really weird to listen back to my voice and then have to edit it like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
I think that's why you do the editing and I don't. It's a no for me.
I very much hate it.
Yeah. Here we are indeed. Anyway, there was a thread on there. Lish, go for it.
Okay, so the thread is basically about name a scam women fall for. Tell me, what do you think?
There's so many, but let me just start. I don't know if I should pick from here, but I guess I'll pick from here, but then also say the ones I think.
Okay.
Male relationship coaches who target audience is women. Ladies, if men really cared about women benefiting when it comes to dating, they would spend all their time teaching men to be better men. And that's a word like I ain't never heard the word before. I can't stand them. Them coaches, them coach, coach this, coach that, coach who, coach where.
Yeah.
They be cash apping them coaches.
Oh, they
every two minutes.
They do cash app.
And I actually think it's because the women are attracted. Cash app. We know PayPal,
from last week. PayPal me.
They say these coaches are getting all of this money from these women because they're telling them, how to be a better woman in a relationship.
Basically, what was like Steve Harvey's book.
It's crazy. Just read the book.
Yeah.
Just read the book and just be who you are.
And you're still going to be single, girl, but that's okay.
I'm not doing this.
That's okay, too. I'm like, men don't know what they want. If I'm going to put it out there. They do not know what they want. So don't listen to other men telling you how to, how to get in a relationship. It's just not.
I don't know. Okay, this one is also a huge one. Waist trainers.
Oh my gosh. That's a big scam. That's a really big scam.
It's one of the biggest scams I've ever heard in my life. The fact that I think if I wear a waist trainer for 27 hours of the day, that I'm going to have a waist like Jada Wader is actual nonsense.
Yeah, you're going to look like Beyonce.
Nobody looks like Beyonce except for Beyonce. Congratulations, Beyonce.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Beyonce.
I hope you're watching.
Shout out. I heard that she's a fan.
There is. Who told you that, Julius?
Blue Ivy.
Blue told you. Damn.
Shout out to B. Hey, B. And congrats.
Exactly. Congratulations.
Well deserved.
Very well deserved. Yes. Yeah. Waist trainers, I really hate them with so much passion. Your apple-shaped body is not turning an hourglass with a waist trainer. You can live in that bitch 24/7 and it still ain't happening.
Please, I actually don't want to pee on myself. Wowzers.
Let me just repeat that.
No. Not your apple shape. That is rude.
Waist trainers, I really, really hate them with so much passion. Your apple-shaped body is not turning into an hourglass with the waist trainer. You can live in that bitch 24/7 and it still ain't happening. Then your big back's still gonna be big. That's hilarious.
Yo, oh my god.
And then
wow.
And then let me pick one last one. Oh my god, that sent me to the gates of heaven.
Oh my gosh.
Oh god.
Oh my gosh.
God.
Oh Lord.
And then this one I've said I could never. Can you stop please? Because this podcast is just gonna be us cracking up. Get yourself together, girl.
I wasn't expecting to laugh like that. Oh my god.
And someone said the biggest scam, let's just repeat that women always fall for, being a ride or die, holding it down for men who are not your husbands. One thing about it, I am not a ride or die.
I'm not.
I've never been, I never will be.
Yeah.
It's not on the cards. Ride or dying is not on my cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. None of this. I'll take a shot for you. No, I won't. No 21 questions over here because all the answers will be no. All the answers will be no, 21 times.
No. Oh my gosh.
What are your three?
Oh, maybe this is me being mean because I have so many friends. Shout out to all my friends.
Oh God. Oh God. One thing this bitch is gonna remind me is that I have very few friends. Every day it's like, I got friends. You ain't got no friends. Go on then, you and your friends.
Being 40 plus and pledging in a sorority. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Pledging alpha.
Why did I know people before we started
Alpha Kappa at 40? That's barbaric.
How do you need sisterhood this old?
Sorry, we shouldn't be laughing like this because there's really people out there with no friends. And they do need sisterhood. They do need sisterhood. And they need friends. And so I feel bad for them. I might be one of them people. I keep on begging for friends on this channel. Not a single person wants to be my friend. Oh my god. Oh my god. My actual friends will be like, Dion, please. Like, you've got enough you've got enough of us. You need to be quiet. Calm down. God.
Oh my gosh. Being a wife.
Okay.
Studies show the happiest people on earth are married men and single women.
And married men are happy because they're cheating. One thing a married man is going to do is be single. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
Oh my gosh.
Like, honestly, it's like they genuinely just go into marriage so they can just continue their single life, but have someone who's going to be watching their drawers.
Yeah.
That issue is wild to me.
Nah.
Being married is really a scam for women.
Being married
it really is. It is. That's why I tell these people this conversation all the time. It is a scam.
It is.
Do not go out there and get scammed.
It's a big old scam.
Good.
Okay. Forking all their money over to a fraudulent life coach, healer, psychic.
I can't. Do you know how many Louis that hood healer has? She's got them rare Louis too, the rare ones, where you can only get in consignment stores. Because people are cash apping her, that woman, money like they're gonna live forever with her. She's saying, eat kidneys for the next 6 weeks. Then people will be eating.
It's not eat kidneys.
Chicken kidneys. We'll be eating chicken kidneys all 6 weeks long.
Oh my gosh.
She said, go and dip your feet in spring water. All those springs will be full.
Oh,
I just don't understand how grown people can really be transforming and doing all of these things.
Are women that lost at the moment? Are we that
wayward?
Are we that lost?
Wayward.
We're that misguided.
Nobody can pull us back.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Nobody.
Wow. Wow.
Nobody can pull us back. Because I was saying, this is what I was saying as well in terms of like these women that you're seeing. Lish just sent me today a link for, what is it again? Love After Lockup, right?
Oh, yes.
And this girl, she's got a set of twins. She's in sales marketing, great job. She lived in a certain area in America, whatever it may be. She actually moved for this guy that's in prison. Can you imagine? Can you pick up, move all your kids, everything that you've got to go closer to someone's prison so you can visit them more regularly? Like, where is the value within ourselves? What are we not seeing here? Because it just hasn't started. This has been happening for years. It's crazy. Where we just don't see the value in us.
Another one on that show, she was fighting with her man who was in jail. And when I tell you this ninja hung up on her, I know damn well.
When you're in prison.
Mommy? Like, what?
What a bastard.
What has happened?
I actually don't understand. I think there's just such desperation to be with someone regardless. And on top of that, they're actually saying it's better off to be with someone that's in prison because at least they're not going to be out here cheating on me and doing this doing this. But they're cheating on you in prison anyway with men. Which is even worse. And other women, with 20,000 other women. They're taking to like 20 women in there. Look at Thug and Maria. Thug came out, he was like, oh yeah, I keep these girls to entertain me. He's just in there bored.
Exactly.
Just in there bored, calling different women. Whoever is available to answer the phone. And Maria was too busy.
Yeah.
I think she's got too much in Mariah.
Yeah.
Mariah. Why do I keep on calling her Maria? Sorry, Maria. I'm really bad with names.
Mariah.
But I don't understand. Also, I was thinking about the other day. I said, who came up with her name? Why did she call herself Mariah the Scientist?
I don't know, actually.
What is she?
Maybe she was studying science in school. And
then she just called herself that?
Look at me. I want to know why. Why is
Do you listen to any of her music?
Yeah, I actually like her.
Talking about music, is there anything new that you're listening to?
I have been, yeah.
She was in school for science?
She was studying biology at St. John's University.
Oh, that's the reason why they call it a scientist.
But she dropped out to focus on her music career.
And Thug. What a mugo. Yeah, go on.
I've been listening to Salt. I don't know how you say their name.
How do you spell it?
SAULT.
Yeah, I guess it's Salt. What's that?
Salt. So they're a collective of artists, Chronics, Cleo Soul.
Okay.
They're a bit mysterious,
right?
Anonymous.
Is that the Wishy Washy you sent me on Spotify?
Acts of Faith.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Not my thing.
I wasn't sure if it was gonna be a thing or not. Do you like Cleo Soul? Really?
Yeah, I'm not really. I was thinking that because I listened to the whole thing because you know me, because I really want to give it a chance. Yeah. But yeah, it wasn't for me. I don't know what it was. It was too. Yeah, getting in touch with the earth type vibes.
Yeah, they're very much so. Yeah. It's very.
Ooh, yeah, exactly.
It's very.
You know who reminds me of that? Shamim.
I think
Shamim would love that.
I think she actually does like, and I know she likes Cleo. So I actually really, I know Marcus shot one of her videos. Back really? In the day. Yeah, really. Okay, I guess she's from West London. I'm a big of Cleo
course.
Soul,
I think Shamim would actually really like it. But yeah, the album wasn't really for me.
So yeah, so I've been listening to Salt, Acts of Faith.
Nice.
So if you like Cleo Soul, you would definitely like that album.
Yeah, of course.
Like Snow Allegra, that kind of vibe.
Yeah, that's not my vibe. Yeah. I see it though. I see the vision.
What have you been listening to?
I do. I see the vision. It's just not my. It's not my thing. And you know what? Right? I actually know people who would pretend to like it. Just for the sake of aesthetics. And it's very sad.
If Dion's driving with me, I'm that friend that's playing weird ass music.
Yeah, I like most of it.
You know who loves my music if they're in the car with me?
Who's that?
Shamim, of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And Hilton.
Oh, come on. Yeah.
And then obviously
you guys are
always on the same vibe.
Of course, always on the same vibe. And Marvin is always on the same vibe with Shamim with music as well.
See? So yeah,
I think you guys just as a collective. Yeah. But you guys do it really for the love of music.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people who just do it just because it looks pleasing to the eye, to people to say that, I'm listening to this and I'm listening to that, even though you don't like it. That don't make no sense to me.
No, I couldn't do that.
I'm listening to this artist called Alex Journe. So he's really, really cool gospel artist. He's really dope. He doesn't even sound like it's gospel. And it's interesting because when you start really going into gospel music, it's not like what it used to be at all.
What do you think about that? Because I've heard different opinions.
Yeah, I think there's
the current state of gospel music.
Right. I spoke to you about this and I do have an opinion because I was saying that there's this sense of, if you go on my threads, you'll see this. There's this prosperity preaching out there. And then there's this also lament preaching that's going on there. And there's no really like in between. And it's the same thing with gospel. So you get the gospel musicians at the moment that are singing about struggle and sitting in the Lord and making sure that you weep and you cry and you struggle in order for you to get to where you need to get to, and the struggle might even to your death you'll be struggling. Okay. And then there's the opposite of the spectrum, where obviously people are then saying, okay, these artists, these pastors are slightly questionable because it's all about prosperity preaching. Get that back.
Yeah.
Because God wants you to be happy and rich.
Yeah.
Yeah. God wants you to wear Fendi and offend in it. Right.
I'm sorry. That message is a bit, it's like, it's wowzers to me.
How is it wowzers? Because why do you think God wants you to suffer?
Just because you're not offending in Fendi doesn't mean that you're suffering in God's eyes, though. Come on now.
Yeah. But God also, but He still wants
I don't feel like
still wants you to drip.
I don't feel like people should be suffering. But this whole,
you don't think God wants you to be in Fendi? That's very rude.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Absolutely not. I can't get with that message. I don't know.
So with the prosperity preaching comes the prosperity gospel singers. And they sing a lot of gospel music that actually isn't from the word. So you have to be very clocked on with that, because you can just be out here singing and doing praise.
Like,
but if there's nothing, is nothing actually coming from the scripture, then it's slightly problematic here.
Is it considered gospel?
I guess it's still considered gospel, because it's gospel doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be scripture by scripture. On that note, just be mindful of what you're listening to, whether it's secular or it's gospel. Just be mindful of it, because you're out here feeding your brain. What you're listening to, what you're reading, all of that impacts your life without you even realizing it. So yeah,
I need to be more mindful of secular music in the car with the children.
Right.
I was listening to something the other day. I said, ooh.
I concur.
Yeah, I was like, I need to switch that off. But I'm just so, I forget. I'm very like, I'm not even lit. For me, it's interesting because some of the times, depending on the kind of song it is, if it's like a motivational song for me, I'm mainly just listening to the beats, the melody.
Right, to the words. So, but the children are listening to words. Yeah.
So I have to.
And all they do is ingest.
Exactly. So for me, sometimes I'm just like, when I hear something, then I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even realize this is in the song, because I'm not really focused on the words.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the case. Anyway, thank you for joining us, guys. I hope you were chuckling along with us. Please feel free to put in some real gospel artists in the chat and comments.
Yes.
Recommend some soul stuff for Lish.
Some secular music for me.
Some secular music for Lish. I'm sure she won't mind.
I'm not there yet.
Of course. Neither am I. Slowly but surely. I said on the journey.
On the journey.
Yeah.
So, but we shouldn't feed you any secular music if you're on the journey.
Yes, technically you shouldn't.
See?
Yeah. Which you haven't, actually.
I haven't. That's why I shared acts of faith with you.
Yeah, exactly. Which you haven't. You really haven't. You've been a real one.
I haven't really been listening to. And anyways, the circular music I am listening to, I know it's not your vibe. So yeah, I wouldn't send it.
You wouldn't send it either way. But also, I just want to thank everyone, actually, because our videos.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like, honestly, your support has been pretty unreal, actually, for the last few episodes. And we're really here for it. Like, we appreciate all of your support. We appreciate all of your comments. Continue to like, comment, and share to someone that you know who knows somebody who knows somebody else.
Tell a friend.
Yeah, continue tapping in with
cousin,
us.
Uncle, brother, whatever it
may be.
Tell somebody.
Exactly.
Send your allowance.
Exactly. Because we're trying to be here for a long time and not a short time, and make it a good time too.
Exactly.
Yeah. My name is D.
I'm Lish.
And this has been Allow It.
Bye.